Hello, my name is Marvin Parker, and I would like to first thank you all for taking the time out to listen to this speech. This is an informative speech on illegal immigration. I would like to thank my professor, Dr. Charles, for taking the time out of your busy schedule to listen to this speech. The reason that I chose this speech is because it is one of the most divisive and important issues of our time. I want to give you the facts in this informative speech, so I ask everyone keep an open mind. This is what democracy is about. Everyone speaking freely and giving their point of view. We are at a pivotal determination of what to do with the millions and millions of people who have come into our country illegally. Advocates for illegal aliens contend that these people are hard workers who should be given citizenship. Their opponents contend that they have broken our laws and are jumping in line of those who are trying to gain citizenship the right way. This speech will give you the facts of both of these arguments. Advocates for a pathway to citizenship for illegal aliens point to a report authored by former CBO Director Douglas Holtz-Eakin. CBO stands for Congressional Budget Office, which estimates that immigration reform would raise the GDP, the gross domestic product per capita, by over $1,500 and reduce the cumulative federal deficit by over $2.5 trillion over the next 10 years. They look to this and our hard economic times as fiscal sensibility for a pathway to citizenship for illegal immigrants. We need immigrants also to help us with our falling population rate. For a country and society to reproduce itself, they must have 2.1 children per family. Our current population rate is 1.88, which are record lows according to the CDC, the Centers for Disease Control. They point this need of an influx of new people as pivotal to our country, as those who retire and get older need the younger people to take care of them. They also look to the law enforcement aspect of immigration reform. They point out that background checks are a critical tool that is needed so that we can know all the people who are in our country. Especially in this age of terrorism and organized crime, we need to know who is in our country. According to an article in the Washington Times by Zach Taylor, the chairman of the National Association of Former Border Patrol Agents, estimates that there are 20 million illegal aliens living in the United States. Now, what is the disadvantage of immigration reform? Homeland Security, ICE, their department, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, conducted 235,093 border removals, which represents 3% and 3% increase in the fiscal year 2013. This is a huge number of people who are getting caught at the borders and who are being deported back to their home countries. An article from the Washington Times by Mary Fitzgerald estimates that the cost of illegal immigrants to the federal government is $10 billion a year, and an estimate that it would triple if amnesty was implemented. This cost is a huge burden to the taxpayers of this country. In 1986, President Ronald Reagan legalized 3 million illegal aliens, and NPR theorizes that the legislation was unsuccessful because it was stripped out of the strict sanctions on employers were stripped out of the legislation. People who are against amnesty will contend that if you give those people amnesty and grant them citizenship, then they will become a magnet for others to continually break the law. Now, the interpretation of the 14th Amendment gives illegal aliens children citizenship. And this interpretation was originally contested during the Reconstruction period after the Civil War because many southern states did not want to give citizenship to the descendants of slaves. Section 1 of the 14th Amendment as interpreted, gives citizenship to children born in the United States. Now, unless this is amended by Congress, those children are automatically given citizenship. Those people who want to make an amendment to the change is that both parents have to be U.S. citizenship for their child to be a citizen. The internment of the Japanese shows that the government does have the capability to round up large populations of people, but it doesn't seem that the public or political will is there to do such a drastic move. Now, I've given you all this information, and we just cannot ignore the problem and deport all the people and families who are here. In conclusion, I think that middle ground has to be reached. We cannot have millions of people living in the shadows and not being integrated into our society. We also cannot have people breaking our laws. So I hope that you enjoyed this speech. If you have any questions, please contact me and feel free to make comments. Thank you all and have a great day.